All right, let's take a live look at Denver right now. You can see Mile High there right in the middle of the screen off in the distance, Front Range there in the back. It is hot and a little bit windy out there, much drier than this time yesterday.
Senior weather impact meteorologist Chris Bianchi is joining us. So, Chris, let's talk about the storms yesterday and compare it to the forecast, because I know what I heard. I thought it was more just Eastern Plains, and then we saw it here.
We saw our storms here in Denver, but there was one thing that was really a saving grace for us in the metro area. What happened yesterday is all the storms merged together, and that was a really good thing for two distinct reasons. I'll explain that in just a second, but I want to look back at the radar yesterday around 3 p.m. as these storms were first coming out of the foothills. And I'll be honest, behind the scenes in the newsroom, I was telling everybody, this looks pretty concerning to me. Here's the reason why. We had this storm up here. About 25 miles south of there, we had this storm in Arvada and coming out of the foothills, and it was already producing golf ball-sized hail in Evergreen. And then a couple storms down here, but these all had rotation with them, and they were separated pretty far apart, which meant they had a lot of access to energy. But I'm going to skip ahead half an hour here and show you what happened once these storms moved into the metro area. They merged together. That was a really good thing for two different reasons. One is that weakened all of these storms individually, right? An individual thunderstorm needs energy. Its fuel is heat, and if these storms are all sharing it, there's less of that heat to go into individual storms. So if they're merging together, you see this kind of cluster here, that meant those storms had less access to energy. Number two is this also meant a lot of the metro area got rain yesterday, and that reducing our fire danger a little bit for today as well. So once we moved out to 4 p.m., once those storms started to intensify, they moved out over the Eastern Plains, and that's when they produced softball-sized hail, once they were able to separate a little bit. That also, again, meaning that a lot of areas saw rain yesterday. That is good news. We want to see the rain, especially heading into a dry, blustery day like today. So yesterday, the storms merged together. So we did see quite a bit of hail. We saw some pretty nasty storms, but it could have been worse if those storms had stayed separated, but they merged together, and that a bit of a saving grace, both in terms of the rain it produced and also lowering the overall intensity from those storms as well.